Hi there, Jimmy Cannon here, voice and presentation coach, helping people find the confidence in their voice to deliver their message with more presence and authority. Today I'd like to show you 5 things that are going to drastically change the way you speak. So we use our voice every day, whether it be in meetings, speaking at conferences, on the phone, etc. And our voice is our number one connection to our audience or our clients or customers. And that needs to be, we need to make sure that that voice is going to give the right perception of who we are and who our brand and identity is. So here are 5 things that are going to change the way you speak and help you engage your customer. Number 1, breathing. So we've got to breathe correctly. We need proper diaphragmatic breathing. That's going to allow us to be able to control the amount of breath that we're breathing out and the sound that's coming out of our lungs, and also to explore the different resonances that we have in our bodies. So controlling the breath, but also sustaining the breath as well. So if we're speaking, for instance, for long periods of time, for weeks at a time sometimes, internationally, we need to be able to sustain our voice if we're health reasons. So keep our voice healthy and in check. Number 2 is vocal tone or timbre or timbre. This is really finding different vocal registers and using the registers and the tone of your voice to give emotion and to engage the listener when there's something in the content or the narrative that you're speaking which is very emotional, and it needs to be maybe softer, and it needs to be lighter, and it needs to be more articulate, and it needs to really get to a point. It could be a tone that you're using that really needs to make a point and needs to cut through. And these are different resonances of the voice that we need to find. Talking about cutting through the crowd, number 3 is resonance or mask resonance. So finding the resonance within this area here we call the mask is a way to cut through the crowd. So if you're not being heard in meetings or at the pub or in social events, it's probably because you're not using this area here to get your sound really resonant and across. And I can show you how to do that very easily with a few exercises. So number 4 is chest resonance. Now, if you use more of the area around here and you find the chest resonance here, that's going to give you a little bit more credibility and authority within your voice. Most people speak from here, from the throat, or a lot of the time they speak from mainly the mask area, or mainly there's a mixed voice, or it's very much in the head area. Well, some people speak up there, even up there sometimes, they might speak there. But actually what you want to do is come down a little bit and find a balance between all the registers. And if you can find that chest resonance, you're going to have more credibility. People are going to engage with you and they're going to trust you because it sounds that you know what you're talking about. Number 5 is pitch inflection, or changing the pitch of your presentation. If you're always on one pitch and it's always there, for instance, on one note, or it's what we call monotonal sound, that's going to be very boring after a while and people are going to switch off. What it needs to be is a little bit more varied. And we need to try, I'm exaggerating obviously here, but we need to try to explore those different registers, and also thinking about the words that we might just want to accentuate or find a different pitch or different note for some of the words. So we've got 5 things. We've got number 1 is breathing correctly. That's going to give us the more control over our voice, to be able to find the power and the resonance and the emotion that we need, and also to be able to sustain that voice for longer. Number 2 is vocal tone, and that's going to allow us to explore different emotions of the voice, whether that be depending on the narrative and the content of your message. Number 3 is to find more of a mask resonance here. You can hear that I'm talking in this area here. Well, there's a way to find that. There's exercises that will get you very quickly into that area and cut through the audience. So if you're speaking either in meetings or you've got to project your voice, that's what, with the combination of the breathing and the right resonance here, you're going to be able to cut through the crowd and get your message across. Number 4 is chest resonance. That's finding more resonance in here within the rib cage, and that's what we mean by chest resonance. Most people speak from the throat, but we need to find that much lower sound, that lower frequency, to be able to balance that overall tone of our voice. And number 5 is pitch inflection, or changing the pitch of our speech. That's going to engage the listener and also It's going to keep the listener engaged for longer time because we're varying the tone and the pitch of our voice. So it's really about exploring resonance, controlling the sound, and finding variety of tone and timbre and pitch in our voice, which is going to help. So if you would like to talk about that more, please do comment or message me in the details below, and I'd love to have a chat with you about working with you or your company to deliver better presentations and to deliver your message with more credibility and authority.